back, how I understood addiction is everybody said, "Oh, you're a doctor. You make lots of money. You like the forum. If you go on the boxing forum, they'll say, "Oh, they just go for 8 hours course. And they are doctors. And they have no idea what they're doing." Essentially, everybody thinks everybody's stupid. So I said, "Okay, let me understand addiction." So I gave up 2 years of my life. I went into a sabbatical. Okay, my goal was to create jobs for at least 12 people. Okay, $70,000. I decided to give up my whole year's salary to raise 12 people. Okay, of that 12 people, only like maybe four or five stayed with me. The first one I hired for the first month, she will come and turn on the AC in the morning. I was in Merrimack Street, and so that it will look like she's working, and she'll leave the door open. And when I come in, right, like she will make money, saying, "Hey, look at that! Like I came in the office clean for you." And things started disappearing. My laptop went. Whatever I made, she'll take it because she said, "This broke down. You owe me money." And in the end, I ended up losing first month itself $2,200. But because I was doing it consciously, it I just wanted to read how people work. The second thing is the group I worked with, they were a group of five. One guy started housing a guy in my attic. I used to have generators in my other office. He stole and he threatened the other guy if he tells he's going to kill him. And then they started dumping in my yard. The plan was once it gets condemned, they can buy the property. So those five I had to let go. Like I'm saying, this is what addiction is. And the reason is people are very, very smart and they're bored. They have nothing to do and they have no motivation. They have nothing to gain by making money because they have no interest, no hobbies, no interests and stuff. So I went to a course. What they said is whole thing is about something called a butterfly technique. They said you need to show them honey so they come every week. And that's how you create an attachment, they create a bond, they work. So the whole thing is to raise them one more time. That's what it took me. For my husband to be raised by me, it takes my lifetime of sacrifice. And I was willing to do that because that's how I was raised in India. And I decided to get one man back from that black hole. Do you have it in you? So you're signing up for this. That's one thing. The second thing is addiction is very narcissistic. The reason is the society makes it so because it's all connected with illegality. If you sit at home for 2 years and say you cannot even get up because you're tired, you're getting disability income $750 per year, per month for the whole of your lifetime. So there is society also enabling. And so I decided to get one guy homeless back into. I've done it all. Seriously, when you talk to me, I've done it all. So this guy is a squatter. Okay, so he was in Red Roofing. He was paying $350 a week. I felt so bad for him. He says, "Can you help me?" I said, "Sure." I went to Red Roofing, picked him up. He didn't have to pay deposit. I had a premium condo. I put him in there. So agreement was he'll pay me $750 a month. He couldn't afford it. He didn't tell me because he was doing $350 a week. I assumed he could afford it. The next month comes, he bought a big LED TV and he didn't have money. He says, "Please, I've lived without TV for so long." My heart melted. I think, oh my God. And I was even chuckling to myself, how nice it feels, one guy, to have a home to watch TV. I'm so happy, to help. Second month comes, third, he gives me $500. He says, "Dr. Brown, you showed up 12 hours late. You should have come a little bit early. My money ran out." I said, "Okay." Fourth month comes, he gave me $250, $150. And then, slowly, it'll be as much as she could get. 2 years he lived like this. I didn't mind, see, up front, I have decided to help him. He had a cockroach in his sink because he didn't clean. He was a squatter. He was used to that type of style. So he sued me for having unsanitary place, and I gave him a place that is not habitable. And he went to court. And he had a lawyer because he was disabled for 7 years, and his lawyer took the case pro bono. So his lawyer said if he wins, he's going to get $12,000 lawyer free from me. So the court we fought. I went to law school. I went to law school. I became a paralegal. I studied. I hired a lawyer, Dr. Mr. Bruce Cage. I told him, hey, I will hire you. Can you teach me how to present my own case? He said, okay. So I had hired him only for 3 hours. The only thing he taught me was how to produce evidence. He says, this is your assignment. So he gave me evidence number one, what I need to do. 25 evidences I produced. Okay. So the first one was I was deceptive and deceitful giving the property to him. I showed him I've rented to Section 8 before him. I have travertine tiles. I had like an IKEA cabinets, brand new property. So the judge ruled in my favor. It was not deceptive. But they said even though he was a squatter, I was responsible to keep it sanitary because it was in my name, the property. So they said, yes, he won that part. Okay. And so even though it was him who was not washing dishes, it is my responsibility to keep it clean. Isn't that very interesting? And then the second thing is, it seems I asked him to like move out when he was asked like not paying rent, and he went to court. It seems by law it's not allowed. I disturbed his peace and quiet, so he won for that because by law squatters have rights. So the third thing they said was because he needs to be safely moved. His lawyer said he needs first month, last month, and security deposit because it's only fair as a human being. I give it to him. So I was accountable to get him out to find a safe place for him because he needs to be treated with human rights. Even though he had nothing to lose, I was still owing him money because he got monetary benefit. They told me how much you want. I said I don't want any money from him. So they said that's fine. So then I owed him $2,250. And because of that, the lawyer said my charge is $12,000. By law, I'm allowed as a landlord, 7,000 is the max you can get. However many years they live. But he says if I ever go after him for legally $7,000, I would have to pay out $4,250. So essentially, he'll pay me out. He'll still make money. And so that's when I realized. And I was telling the judge, I said, Judge, I wanted to help him. He said, I wanted to be nice to him. He told me, you have no business being nice. We have programs for that. And he says, the only thing we look at is what you broke. Breaking was you allowed a person to go into your property and you didn't take care of it. And he says, it doesn't matter. And but he did say, I have to applaud the counsel though. You did a very good argument because he says he thought it'd be a 2 hour case. I ended up having the whole day and he had to take a break in between. He says, I couldn't believe that you argued this good. So they gave me kudos. So what I'm saying is I've done it all. I've helped a squatter. I've done drug addiction. So what in India they call it, there is they are hinting that I'm taking too long. The reason I'm bringing it up is in India there was a couple who didn't have child. So the couple were asked, we will give it, they asked very, severe penance they did, and they had the God appear in front of them. The God said, I will give you a child that can only live 16 years, or who would be very spiritual, or have them live 100 years, very narcissistic. And essentially, that's the space you're coming to. You can be narcissistic, live 100 years on Suboxone, it doesn't matter to me, but, or taking responsibility for your piece, how you're contributing to society. You contributed by supplying drugs. Isn't it time to stop it? What I'm saying is you don't need to do it for me or for yourself. But I'm saying, don't you? Is it time to take responsibility? We have done a very hard race. I've done a very hard race. I can easily go back to India. I'm done. But I am doing this because my husband is his life is very important to me. My children's life is important to me. When I think they are important, each one of you guys, I see my child in you. And my son, my eldest one, is in trouble because he's drinking and stuff. But I feel the reason I'm invested in them is when I looked at my husband the day I got married, I knew I am expecting that in my kids. So I was way ahead. I was prepared for the day he is going to be in trouble. And I put in 14 years before him. So that's the same thing. I have put in enough time for you to arrive here. So if you don't show up, it's on you. I'm going to be there for you. But if you don't show up, it's on you. It's not my problem. And if you show up later than what I expected, you're only getting tornado from me.
What's
No,
fun?
tornado is just to keep him comfortable so he will withdraw, but he doesn't need anything else. Seriously, I think Suboxone is a myth. It's not like you need it to survive. You need it to get detox, right? 4 days. That's all you need. So I'm going to give it to you. You're going to be alive and not go through withdrawal. The maintenance part is so that you'll have a structure. Every week you come in, and you know what all excuses. Many people say, "Oh, my Sebastian, my dog ate. Oh, I ran over. Oh, I missed this. I missed that." And hey, what happened? You're positive for cooking. Oh my God, this guy, he lays my pot. Oh my God. I'm like, are you clean? You know what they do? This is so funny. I'll ask them, hey, are you clean this week? I have heard it all. Like, I can run a comedy show. So they'll look at me and they'll say, they wouldn't immediately answer, okay? So, see, the thing is, when you are not using it, your brain works differently. So you can pick up all these signs. So they will say, maybe not. So there are two possibilities. They blanked out, so they don't know the answer. The other one is, I used. I don't know whether she's smart enough to catch me. So I didn't know which category they fit in. So isn't that funny?
Yeah.
But that's what you are.